How about that?
I know that was stressful, but yet awesome.
You know, I think about these games. We keep watching them. We keep getting aggravated. We keep getting excited. We get mad. We get glad. It's Chiefs football, buddy. That's all it is. I mean, what else do you expect by now? Drives me insane. It's like I texted you a while ago. I don't know how much of this I can handle. You know, these guys just, it's unbelievable how these games work out, but they did so far.
Yeah, just like you said, stressful yet fun yet everything else. I don't know what to say anymore. They just keep winning though.
How about our boy George Kaloftis?
Golly, 3 sacks. Gonna try and throw
Unbelievable.
up.
Yeah, just it was a career night for him. Best he's ever had. And what better time to do it than in the divisional win like that? You know, that's just awesome. It really is. I love to watch old George. He's an old Purdue guy, and that's where my brother went to school. That's where one of my nephews is going to school. It's going to be a wrestler. Someday we may see him on what's the big wrestling league?
You talking about WWE?
WWE. Yeah, he may be on there someday. I don't know if he can joke at it or not, but he's a big stout kid. Yeah, I tell you, George was a pleasure to watch tonight, and Justin Reed had a game tonight. He really did. That scared the crap out of me when I saw him,
Getting
going
hurt.
down like that. Oh, the announcers tonight. I understand that Troy Aikman is a former quarterback, and he probably had to take some of these licks that quarterbacks don't have to take anymore. But Bud, you got to be careful whenever you're, calling this game like this, and you're making it sound like that, you're leaning one sided toward from one team to another.
Yeah, I pulled this up. One thing, Chiefs Kingdom, awesome game. We win. Texans, heck of a football game. But yeah, speaking of Troy Aikman, all of Red Kingdom, I'm petitioning that Troy Aikman doesn't ever get to call another Chiefs game. Uh, his bias was out there in full force, and I'll throw this up on here. This was from 2019, September 23rd, 2019, from Troy Aikman. Talk to me when he has 33% of my Super Bowl titles. He is talking about Patrick Mahomes, which, this has all been talked about before. But I want to tell people this is where it all started, is
Yep.
because Troy Aikman doesn't like the fact that he ain't even in the question about greatest of all time, and Mahomes is. And hey, Mahomes is out there to win football games. And again, one or two calls isn't going to do it. And we had calls against us, and I'm just so sick and tired of this crap. And now NFL, you're going to fine players and coaches for talking back against the refs. I want to see Troy Aikman with a fine every time he opened his mouth about the refs and how blah 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 this. I don't want him calling another Chiefs game. I don't think he needs to call another playoff game because obviously the Chiefs are going to be in the playoffs every single year. So he can just sit out there and not call any games as far as I'm concerned. So that's as much attention as I'm going to give Troy Aikman. Let's switch over to Kelce. Kind of a game did that boy have?
Unbelievable display of, just a professional athlete right there. We've said it all along. Travis is he's been a leader inside that locker room. He doesn't have the accolades out on the field until he gets to win. He knows he's going after another ring, and you won't see one better. And I've said it 1,000 times. My wife has heard me say this to the point where she doesn't even look at me anymore. How can Travis be that wide open?
Here, here's a here's a couple of Kelsey's catches right here. That was a big one.
My
Gets in
favorite
first
was
down
the big long
territory.
run.
Yeah,
You
that
got
was
the
his
big
long.
long run?
Can
Yeah.
you believe that big old that old man got his longest career? That was his longest career reception in the playoffs.
It's just awesome. It really is. And I've said it for a long time. There's not a better teammate, I don't think, in professional football than that guy. You see him all the time. The only time that I've been really disappointed in Travis on the field was when he basically about knocked over his coach. I've always felt like that was disrespectful. Even Coach Reed didn't think anything about it. But,
Yeah.
just a guy who all he wants to do is win. He don't care about those numbers until he gets into the postseason. And then, buddy, leave me alone. Give me the ball.
Here's the one. I wanted to show. And he's falling down. And where's Kelce? Look at him. Look down at him.
Standing there. I mean, standing there. And
This
I don't know.
right here. That is why we win football games.
You see that look that he gave the defensive back that was laying on the ground?
Like,
I'm surprised he didn't get a taunting call out of that.
Right. Yeah.
Because Flowers, basically did the same thing to Snead a couple years ago, and they threw a flag on him. But, these officials have a tough job. That play where it looked like to me that they both hit Patrick Mahomes in the head, it was them hitting each other, but in real time. And if you're a ref on that field, how are you going to see that?
Yeah, so again, right now, as it stands in the NFL, they want to protect the quarterbacks. And I want them to protect the quarterbacks because I don't want to see Stroud get hurt. I don't want to see Mahomes get hurt. I don't want to see Josh Allen get hurt. Now, what I will say is I'm okay if they change the rule, right? But as the rule stands right now, if you go after the quarterback like that, you're going to get called. Everybody knows that. That's the rules. We're playing within the rules of the NFL. You can agree with those rules or not, but that's the rules. Everybody plays with those same rules right now, not just the Kansas City Chiefs. So they flew in there to try and hit him. Now, I agree. If a quarterback is running around like that, he becomes a runner. Okay, great. And if you're going to run around like that, I think you should get hit. I do. I agree with that. But then change the rule because that's not the rule right now. All these flipping people. I'm so sick and tired. Here's that. Here's that falling down catch right here. I thought he was sacked for sure. And then I was like, oh no, he's gonna throw like a pick. He's just throwing it up, and then I'm just like, oh my gosh, how did Kelce just happen to win that one? Just fantastic stuff.
Well, and here's another thing about the penalty call against the Texans right there. And maybe they will change this in the offseason, but give the officials a chance to take a quick look. New York's looking and replaying that, and when they see, hey, that was two Texan players crashing into each other, Pat, he was underneath them. He didn't even get hit. Pick up the flag. What's wrong with that?
Yeah. Well, and like that first one, everyone's like, oh, it should have been blah, blah, blah. Well, the one replay, and maybe I can find it so I can put it on here, but he takes a hit to the face. Was it a light hit? Yeah. But you cannot make helmet-to-helmet contact with the quarterback. That's the flipping rules. If you don't like it, then don't play in the NFL. That's the rules. So I'm just so sick and tired of this crap. And, people are going to say one call made the difference and blah, blah, blah. Now you got Troy Aikman on there firing up the rest. Troy Aikman, I'm sorry that he beat you in 8%. What was it? 8% of the amount of games that it took Troy Aikman to win 2. Patrick Mahomes won 2. So, yes. I'm sorry you're not the GOAT. You never will be. Patrick Mahomes went right past you like you were sitting there on the sidelines as you're doing now. And I know you want to try and relive your glory days, but that's over. So, stay on the sidelines. Don't call any more Chiefs games. Chiefs, petition here now. Tell me what you think. I don't think Troy Aikman should ever call another Chiefs game again. Tell me what you think. You got anything else to add for this wonderful divisional round on to the AFC Championship game?
I got a second to that. I'll be interested to see who wins the Ravens-Bills game. That is going to be the classic of the weekend. I'm saying the Ravens are going to win that game. I think you picked the Bills, so that's going to be a ball game right there. And I hope KC is ready to go next weekend. Hey, you were right. You called it right. They had rust on them. And here's another thing about tonight. How many passes were thrown and how many did Hollywood Brown catch? And was DeAndre Hopkins involved in this game at all?
Yeah, I would like to look at some film and find out if they didn't double DeAndre to get him. See, I think they took away Hopkins and Hollywood Brown, and that's why Kelce had a historic night. And that's the thing with Mahomes and this Chiefs team. You got to take away somebody, right? You can't take away everybody. And so they put their money on, honestly, probably the wrong person. If I was to take away anybody, it would probably be Travis Kelce. But hey, you take away Travis Kelce and D-Hop's going to have him a night. I don't know. I truly don't. Again, I didn't see the play calling, but that defense is phenomenal. So if you look across their last 4 or 5 games, they are playing lights out. So I think, again, a little rust mixed with a heck of a defense. I don't know. We handled them a lot better last time, and our offense looked better. I don't know. You know, it's playoff football. So they were ready to go. We had a little rust, and it showed. But hey, we still got the win. How about that block kick, too?
Austin, Leo, as
Insult
they
to
call it,
injury.
John Cena.
You know, we'll just kick the field goal, maybe get an onside kick. You know what? Chanel said, how about we just win the game right here?
So,
I thought Reed blocked it.
one more time. What was the purpose of running out of bounds? Why not just punt the ball to the other end? He's got the capability of putting them on the 10-yard line.
Well, he ran off almost 10 seconds of clock. So he was still up by 2 scores doing that, right? So if you punt the ball off, it's basically you're up by 2 scores, but you don't bleed off 10 seconds of the clock. I saw another team do this way back in the, I saw tape on it. Rex Ryan did this. So this is an old tactic where basically he took off time off the clock and you're still up by 2 scores and you're basically doing the same thing. You're kicking it off, still up by 2 scores, only you took 10 seconds off the clock. It's the exact same thing. So it was just a tactic to take off more time off the clock. Tell me if I'm wrong, audience, if anyone watches this video. That's all I got, Dad. I just want to do a quick one.
You bet you. Hey, go Chiefs.
All right, go Chiefs.
See you, man.
Bye-bye.